What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to first video of MLB The Show 22. I know it's late in the year, but just figure why not start right now. Today we are facing 99 Randy Johnson. Now apparently after the game, this was Randy Johnson's first game, and as you can see, the team that we're facing here, we're facing J. Ram, King Griffey Jr., Jorge Polanco, Ralph Kiner, Joe Mauer, Nolan Arenado, Kyle Tucker, and I believe that's Nico Horner. As you can see, my team on top. My team's pretty stacked. But I'm just gonna be doing a play-by-play summary of the game. Coming into this game, I didn't think I was, gonna do anything at all against Randy Johnson. I kind of didn't. As you see, my record 110-98 versus his 225 and 230, 263. Not above 500, but could be better. Now we just wait for him to, press the X button, because this fucktard has never heard of the fucking X button. Like, ever. Never heard of it. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, just take your time, bud. It's not like we all got shit to do in the morning. Just take your time. Come on. Come on, buddy. Anyways, leading off first, we got King Griffey Jr. coming up. Now, I struggle a lot with King Griffey Jr. trying to put the ball in play. But, you never know. See, first batter, first pitch determines how the game's going to go. And as you see there, we go yard, first pitch of the fucking game, 101, up in the zone, and we just fucking smash it to right center, giving us the 1-0 lead. Next thing you know, we got J. Ram coming up. See what's going on here. And like I said, I struggle to hit the ball sometimes with my PCI placement, my timing's all over the place. But it's gonna get better over time, and it should. See what I mean? Just hitting like absolute shit, even though we have a 1-0 lead. It's kind of ridiculous. And I'm not gonna lie, I swung at that pitch. I swung at that one. May not have looked like it, but I fucking swung at it. Here comes, look at that, swung at that pitch too. That's the crazy part. I'm all over the place. See what I mean? Swinging at pitches I shouldn't be swinging at. And that kind of fucks me over a lot of the time, but, strike three. What can you do about it? Can't do nothing about it, actually. We got P3, Babe Ruth stepping in. Just take some cuts. Swing and miss. Look at the PCI placement. Fucking terrible. Top right corner. Absolute dog shit. Next pitch. Fucking dots it. Like Picasso on the outside part of the plate for strike two. That slurve is just stupid. See what I mean? And then he dots it. Picasso again. Bottom right corner for strike three. We are getting dominated so far, even though we're winning. See what I mean? That split is just nasty. I have parallel for Randy Johnson, so I do this shit all the time. But what can you do, though? You gotta get the ball. You gotta hit the ball every once in a while. But look at PCI placement. Terrible. Absolute dog water. And this guy just took forever the entire fucking game trying to, hit the X button. Like, really bad at it. And we lift that one out to center for a fly out. Take King Griffey Jr. to end the inning, but we do take 1-0 lead, as you're going to see here again. King Griffey Jr. going yard to right center field. Now moving on to the bottom of the first, as we are on the mound. Like I said, 99 Verlander takes the hill for us. This guy looked like he had a pretty good eye. For the majority, he looked like he had a pretty good eye. But as you'll tell later on during the video, this guy was not the best. Really. He'd get lucky every once in a while, like that bullshit right there. Just get fucking lucky. What can he do? Here comes King Griffey Jr. For him, that was a floater. That ball should have been hit to the fucking scoreboard or to the fucking car in right center. Then we blow 100 right by his dumbass for strike 2. See if we can get up with this cutter inside. Won't bite at it, gets out of the way for ball 1. Then we try to go slider low and in again. Swing and miss for strike 3. Now here comes Polanco, Jorge Polanco coming up. Curveball, strike 1. Got an 0-1 count, see what we can do here. Try to blow the fastball right by him. Blows it by him at 1-0-1, strike 2. Try to put him away here with another slider low and in. And that doesn't get the job done. Or it does get the job done as he flies out to right field to Cody Bellinger. And you got Ralph Kiner coming up. Now I wasn't really too worried about Ralph Kiner just because of the batting average. As we get him swinging and missing for strike 1. But batting average really doesn't mean shit anymore nowadays. Because people are just different breeds as he fouls off the fastball for strike 2. Yeah, stats really don't mean nothing as we try to get him. Fouls off, cutter for strike 2 again. Stays alive in the count, trying to foul off and stay alive. And he's gonna hit a little tapper to Verlander for the 3rd out. Doesn't score any runs, and we get out of the inning basically scot-free. Gave up a hit, no runs, no damage done really. As we again struggle against the Randy Johnson. You know, goes splitter low and in for strike 1. This at-bat really pissed me off. There's pitches I really should have hit this whole game. Not that one, of course, but I swung at it because I'm a fucking moron. But this next pitch, I believe, oh yeah, this one. Slam my PCI. Look at the PCI placement. Fucking terrible, but great timing as we pop out to the catcher for out number 1. Next up, we got Cody Bellinger. Parallel 4. Absolutely dog at the plate against lefties. Just never against Randy Johnson for some reason. It's always weird against Randy Johnson. But put in Tarek Skubal or Al Leiter, Tom Glavine, Dallas Keuchel, any other lefty, as this guy refuses to fucking play the game. Again, this guy was just pausing in and out the entire fucking game. But yeah, Cody Bellinger is normally a dog. Absolute fucking animal against lefties. His stats don't really show it, but he is a dog. As you can see, he's got the shift lined up against him. I was going to try to poke one to left field, but I don't think I did this at bat, as this guy has still yet to fucking press resume. This guy was fondling with his dick. I don't know what he was doing, but you know, what can he do? You can't report him because, you know, we all know SDS doesn't look at fucking people reporting other people. See what we can do here with Bellinger. I don't even remember what we did. Oh yeah, see, try to poke it out to left field, but you know, just slightly under it and just late on it for out number 2. Fly out to Ralph Kiner. O'Neal Cruz is up. Try to get something going with him again. Another lefty on lefty matchup. Kind of at a disadvantage here. As we roll over to second base. Just kidding. Fucktard runs right by the ball and we get on with an error. Or I think that was a base hit. It never showed. Yeah, that was a base hit. And Verlander tried to get it in the gap, but nope, it is caught by Jose Ramirez for out number 3. As we go into the bottom of the second, up 1-0, giving up 1 hit. We face Joe Mauer first. See if we can sneak this fastball right by him for strike 1. And we do at 1-0-1, strike 1. Now, I was just trying to be very generous the entire game, trying to not give him too many pitches to hit, but make him work for his hits. As you can see, I used the cutter a lot because most people with Verlander are going to be sitting that fastball and mainly slider. People really don't normally use the curveball, the changeup, or the cutter. See, you just got to mix it up as we get him swinging and missing for strike 3 on to Nolan Arenado. That was lucky. I'm lucky he wasn't on that. As he flies out to Bellinger in right field for out number 2. Verlander's only thrown 19 pitches at this point in the game, which is pretty good. I try to keep my pitch count under 10 pitches an inning, because that's honestly the best way your starter's going to go. As we get a cutter on the outside corner, strike 1. See if we can get some firewood for strike number 2. Doesn't bite at it with Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker's just a different breed in real life and the video game. Try to sneak a fastball by him. Strike 2 at 101. Low and in. Let's see what we can do here. Try to get him with the circle change. Inside, somewhat high. And he fouls it off. He's trying to stay alive. You gotta give the guy his props. I mean, he knows how to stay alive in the count. Fouls off the cutter again. Strike 2. Now it's a 1-2 count. 24 pitches thrown. Strike 3. Blow 102 right by him as we head into the top of the 3rd. Still up 1-0. Back to the top of the order with Ken Griffey Jr. Now, I have my commentary turned off because, honestly, this shit's fucking annoying. I get really tired of listening to... I mean, it's not Matt Vasgersian. So, you know, it's just not good. As we fall 0-2 into a 0-2 hole. Let's see what we can do here with Griffey. Strike 3, swing and miss on the same exact pitch, the outside corner. Now here comes Jose Ramirez, and again, this pussy fart just continues to pause the game. Just continues to do it. It was so dumb. As we try to bite at that, but we hold up for 1-0. And the pitch, look at that. Swinging and missing that shit in the dirt for strike 1. Very early on it, we just struggling. Later on during the game, I had to tell myself you need to be patient because this isn't gonna go good if you're not patient. Exactly my point right there as we swing and miss for strike 3 for out number 2. This guy mainly had a lot of strikeouts because of my dumbass swinging at shit that wasn't in the zone or missing shit inside the zone. Exactly my point right there, not swinging at that. Strike 1. See what we can do here with Babe Ruth. Good take on the outside corner for ball 1. You got a 1-1 count. Still up 1-0. 3 hits to 1. See that I should have hit that ball into the right field. Into the right field bleachers at least. And we foul that one off to stay alive at 1-2. 31 pitches thrown for Johnson. He's actually doing pretty good. Pretty steady pace for him. And I was pretty lucky that wasn't a strike. Because honestly, I really thought that was going to be a strike. As we pull the count to 2-2. And again, gets us on the splitter right down the urethra for strike 3. Going into the bottom of the 3rd. Still 1-0. You know, we're doing good so far. As we try to get him with the cutter inside for strike 1. As we do. At 95 painted on the inside corner. See what we do with the slider here. Nothing. On the outside corner. Doesn't bite at it. Try to go curveball, low and in. Doesn't bite at it either. Now this guy's starting to develop somewhat of a good eye. It's honestly starting to get to me. Fastball, low and away at a hundo. Strike 2. And here's the changeup. As you can see, very terrible. But still gets him for the swing and miss. 4 Ks for Verlander so far. And who is this? We are facing the man, the myth, the legend himself, Randy Johnson. And normally the pitchers, unless it's a pitcher that can rake like Hunter Green, Zach Wheeler, Jacob deGrom, I don't throw off speed to. Yeah, I don't throw off speed. I just throw nothing but fastballs. As you can see, he strikes out on a slider and 2 fastballs for the second out. 5 strikeouts for Verlander. This guy again continuously just hitting the pause button. See what we can do against J-Ram. We get him to fly out to Ken Griffey Jr. in center for the 3rd out. Going into the top of the 4th. No damage done, no runs, no hits, and no errors. And you got Vladdy Sr. coming up. See what we can do here. And we ground out to short. Again, need to be patient, sit back on the ball, all that stuff. Just need to sit back better and just be a better hitter overall. Now, I have my days where I'm on everything, no matter the difficulty, legend, spring training, anything. I'm on it. I run rule people. But days like this, kind of struggling a little bit to find my groove. Find a good zone, as you can see, trying to do different PCI placements. as we fall into the count 0-2, and we barely stay alive by fighting off this 100-mile-an-hour fastball up and in. And we swing and miss for strike 3 on a slider on the outside corner, and Johnson has racked up 6K so far at this point in the game. And we got Adley Rutschman coming up. Normally one of my best hitters, but as you can see, we are late on a 101 fastball inside for the 3rd out. No hits, no runs, no errors for him. And he's got his King Griffey coming up. We try to get him with the cutter inside, and he bites at it for strike 1. Normally doesn't really bite at those. And we try to get him with the changeup, and he does bite at it for strike 2. This guy also could be all over the place too when it came to hitting. And we blow the fastball by him at 102 for strike 3. 6Ks for Verlander so far. Him and Johnson are going at it at this point. And we get J-Ram, or who was that? That wasn't J-Ram. We get this man to fly out to center for the 2nd out of the inning. 38 pitches, actually really good for Justin Verlander. We got to face Ralph Kiner coming up. See if we can get him with a cutter outside, and he does bite at it, strike 1. Yeah, like I said earlier, this guy was still struggling to find his own groove of hitting as we blow 101 right by on top of his zone for strike 2. Guy couldn't find his zone, guy would be patient, sometimes he wouldn't, he'd sit on it, sometimes he won't, as we get him to ground out to Eddie Matthews at 3rd, heading into the top of the 5th with no damage done. Verlander and Johnson are just having a pitcher's duel, not of the decades, but it's a pretty tight game so far. No runs are being scored, barely any hits, and we got Cody B coming up again for a 2nd at bat as we swing and miss very early, very stupidly early, at a slurve on the outside corner. And the next pitch comes, and it's again a dot on the outside corner. Johnson can just throw the ball anywhere he wants, whenever he wants. As you can see, we square one up for perfect, and somehow that ball is caught. That ball looked like it hit the ground. That ball was at least an inch off the ground. We got O'Neal Cruz coming up to see if he can get another hit for us. And doesn't. Starts off with a slider outside, and we swing and miss for strike 1. Now Johnson at this point in the game was starting to leave a lot of pitches in the zone as we swing at that one for strike 2. That's way out of the zone. But Johnson was really starting to show his fatigue, and as we strike out again, 7 strikeout for Randy Johnson. And here's my pitcher, Justin Verlander. You don't really expect much out of your pitcher, like I said, unless it's Hunter Green, Zach Wheeler, or Jacob deGrom, or anybody else that has power when they hit. You really don't expect nothing out of anybody. As we swing and miss for strike 2. This guy's throwing off speed to my pitcher. I didn't throw him one off speed. I threw this guy nothing but fastballs. And again, he wants to play that way and throw me off speed. As we head into the bottom of the 5th, no runs, no hits, no errors, no nothing. And he gets lucky with this little flare out to right center for a little bit single. You know, I think like his 2nd hit of the game. And we face Nolan Arenado. We go fastball outside for strike 1. I don't know why he swung at it. That was good timing, but I guess he really didn't mean to. We leave a slider over the plate that we get lucky enough to get flied out of Vladdy Guerrero. Test the arm here. Fucking missile out there in left field. Only reason he's out there is because of his arm and basically somewhat his hitting. We face Kyle Tucker, and he chases a cutter inside at 97 for strike 1. Now, go fastball inside, dot at the corner for 102 for strike 2. Like I said, Johnson and Verlander were going at it the entire game as we get Kyle Tucker to strike out for out number 2. Now we face Nico Horner. Go cutter outside, and he fouls it off for strike 1 at 95. Got a man on first, 2 outs, see if we can get something here going. And he's early on the changeup and takes it yard to left field. So that's something that the game normally gives you when you're down or you're struggling to get a hit, as you'll see it pretty early on that. And you can do nothing but just keep your head up and keep going as we get strike one to Randy Johnson. Later on in the game, though, the guy couldn't take the heat. Just couldn't. He refused to take the heat. It was just kind of embarrassing. As we get strike two on Randy Johnson. Was he foul tip it? And we go cutter down the middle for strike three. We sit him down. Going into the top of the sixth. We give up 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. Trying to see if we can do something to at least make a comeback. Now, at this point in the game, I was telling myself, okay, you need to be patient as we get a perfect single up the middle for Ken Griffey Jr. He is 3 for 4 on the day at this point, I believe, or 2 for 3, 3 for 4, something like that. Now we really have to be patient here, as y'all are gonna see. I'm not gonna swing at as near as many pitches. Have to be patient. Have to be patient. Patience is key. Now this guy, what he liked to do was, he threw a lot of junk, as you can see. Just throws slurs and sliders. And I was lucky that was called a ball, as it's a 3-1 count. Now look, watch this next pitch. I missed it. Very early on it. Too early. And I swung at that pitch too. And we get lucky, we get a ball 4. Here comes the babe with 2 runners on, no outs. And I swing and miss at a splitter. Now, when I said I was going to sit back and not swing at junk, that all went out the window when Babe Ruth came up, as you can see. That shit went out the fucking window. I was trying so hard just to hit a home run, as we're lucky to get a foul ball right there. He threw 3 straight balls. It should be 3-0. But you see, we swing and miss for his 9th strikeout of the game. Now we got Vladimir Guerrero Sr. coming up. Again, have to be patient. Wait for your pitch as we take the first pitch for ball 1. That's low and outside. Next pitch that comes in is a hanging slurve that we should have sent to the left field bleachers, or probably to the slide up there. And we turn on 101 just early, but as you can see, we have a miscommunication on the base paths. My dumbass. We sent everybody back, and we get hosed at home. That really pissed me off. And next up, we got Eddie Matthews coming up. See if he can do something for us. And he turns on 101, and it is a bin scraper over right field, and we take a 4-2 lead. Eddie Matthews comes in clutch and just gives us the lead back. At this point, I'm jumping up and down. It is 1:30 in the morning. I am jumping up and down. Everybody's asleep. I woke everybody up. Do I give a shit? No, I fucking don't. My house too. Anyways, we get out of the 6th with scoring 3 runs, a couple hits, no errors, going into the bottom of the 6th with Justin Verlander still in the game. This guy would become very aggressive as he swings and misses at a slider in the dirt for strike 1. This dude would be, like I said, this dude just became aggressive out of nowhere, swinging at a lot of pitches as we get the bullpen going, forming up Alvarado and Felix Bautista. We try to get him with a curveball low and in, and we get him to ground out to short, which is an easy play for Oneil Cruz, considering the dude is 6'7", has a wingspan of at least 7 feet. And we go outside cutter to Ken Griffey Jr. for strike 1 that stays over the plate and should have been hit out. Not gonna lie, a lot of pitches I threw this game were hung as we get a dot on the inside corner for a curveball, strike 2. And we blow 102 right by Ken Griffey Jr. Excuse me, 101 for Verlander's 9th strikeout of the day. Facing Jorge Polanco, bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. Get him to foul one off. Luckily, that wasn't fair. That would have been trouble. He's not the fastest, but he can hit. We blow 100 right by him for strike 2. Try to get him with the cutter inside, and he fouls it off, chops at it. Staying alive in the count. It's still 0-2. 2 outs, 62 pitches for Verlander. still pretty much dominating, and we blow 100 up and in by him for strike 3. In comes Cody Bellinger. Again, beast against lefties, but struggling this game just to find his rhythm. And we try to lay down a bunt, and it doesn't work considering the shift for out number 1. Little tapper. Little bitty old tapper. Right back to Randy Johnson. We got O'Neal Cruz coming up to the dish. And Nico Horner makes an error. And this guy almost caught me slipping. I'm not going to lie. Caught me slipping. Almost threw me back out at first. We got Justin Verlander coming up. We're going to move O'Neal Cruz over with a sacrifice bunt. Just to get him over. 2 outs, top of the 7th. See what we can do here with King Griffey Jr. 2 for 3 on the day with a homer and a single and an RBI. See what we can do here. Take ball 1 for inside. Or take inside ball 1. Swing and a miss at that. That was god-awful placement and timing from yours truly. And we swing at something out of the zone like we normally do for strike 2. Foul it off. Tries to come back inside, but ends up plunking Junior, and we have 2 men on base with 2 outs, and we got Jose Ramirez coming up. Now at this point, I basically put the controller down because if anybody has the best chance of a walk, it's Jose Ramirez. He has the most walks on my team. It's basically one of the smallest PCIs on higher difficulties. As you can see, this guy has not thrown me a strike. My controller is sitting on my PlayStation at this point. And we're practically just waiting. Look at that. Ball 4. And we got Babe Ruth coming up. He's 0 for 3. Trying to get something going. Trying to give us at least a shot in the gap. As you can see here. But we end up hitting a grand slam to left field. And what does the guy do? He just pulls a complete fucking pussy fart move. And just turns off his console and goes to sleep. Now we end up winning the game. What is that? We end up winning 8-2 off that grand slam. It says 4-2, but we won 8-2. Babe Ruth hit a fucking, not a moonshot, but a fucking laser to left field. Apo Taco off of 99 Randy Johnson. As we finish the game 4-2, we take the W home. And nobody really paralleled this game anyways. But, you know, whatever. Guy didn't want the fucking smoke. He was playing like a fucking pussy the whole time. But if you guys enjoyed this, leave a like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you guys later.